when you were just talking about ages and stuff, what's going on about that?
It's appropriate with the yawn. 10 o'clock. Is just saying that Alex is going to be past it in his 30s like us soon.
Well, I mean, I'm closing in on 40 now.
Oh, we know.
You know, yeah. I mean, I'll be 39 in March, and then a year and a few months, and then I'll be.
So I'm like nearly directly in between you two, then I suppose.
Are you that young?
Slightly closer to John.
Oh, that surprised me.
Yeah, he's a little baby still, aren't you? Really?
I still feel old, very old.
Yeah, I'm like super old. I remember when I was like 20 thinking that 22 was old.
Well, I think like coaching on the weekend, I know we're going to come to it, but that made me feel old because I was like, wow, like you guys are young.
They are very young, aren't they?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, we'll talk more about that as we go through. Obviously, these are the topics to come up. But first of all, a big welcome back to everybody's favourite candidate master, travelling abroad, playing chess, living the dream. Welcome back, Alex. How are you?
Yeah, thank you. That's the nicest introduction you've ever given me. I'll take that. Yeah, I'm good, thank you. I was still a little bit behind on sleep. It was a pretty rough journey home, but yeah, I'm in good spirits. It's good to be back on Last Chess Chat as well.
Good, yeah. And this is not to say, Jose, that we dislike you. That's perfectly fine. We'd love to have you back on at some point. But Alex, you just mentioned that rough trip home. What happened?
Well, it's just that my flight was 11:30 p.m. Sunday evening back. So I got into Gatwick at like 2 a.m. and then got the first train home. Got in my door at 10 to 9. Started work at 9. So I basically like missed a night's sleep. And when I was young, I would do that, and it wouldn't faze me. But now I've just been a bit wrecked. So
you're productive at work.
I've actually got work to do as well for the first time in months, so it's even worse. Like we had no clients, and now I've got stuff to do. So yeah, it's been pretty horrible.
I mean, I don't think we could go a night without sleep, could we anymore? Or
not anymore. I mean, I actually did do that recently, moving house, but it was not nice, not good.
No, I did it for that 25-hour stream as well, where I had like 3 hours sleep or something. And I was just gone for the next few weeks, to be honest. I think it took that long to recover.
Well, also, I did it on the way back and not the way there. Like, cause I think trying to play 9 rounds of chess after that would be pretty bad.
I tell you what, I did see that Benjamin Portho. He posted that thing about the Olympiad board order. You know, where you have like the mixed ratings. You don't put yourself in rating order. You put yourself like your 4th best player or rated player on top board, and actually overall it yields slightly better results than the regular board order. But he also posted actually on jet lag affecting chess players. Apparently, when you fly east or west or something, whichever way it might be, it has a big impact on, or has an impact on what the result of the game actually is. And he's done it over like thousands of games, I think it is. So some really nice stats there.
This guy like a statistician or something?
No, he's not necessarily a statistician, but he's basically an esports performance coach. So he's I think what I spoke to him about was mainly because I interviewed him for the first hour before that 25-hour stream. So it's talking about sleep deprivation, nutrition, and I think that's actually mainly more where he comes from. But of course, he's obviously adding this stats kind of side to it about this is what's going to help you. And yeah, I mean, all of these things kind of help, don't they? You need to be fit and healthy, and it's probably one of my biggest things at the moment, seeing as I keep losing on the last days tournaments all the time, which is really annoying. I'm gaining 30, 40 rating points, and then by the end of the tournament, a day later, I'm like back to 0 again. Really quite annoying, and humorous as well. But
for us,
for you. I mean, I laugh at it as well. I think,
you got to laugh or you cry, don't you? So.
Yeah, basically. Or I go into that kind of what was it phrased recently? Was it the Gormally and Lalek pit of despair?
I read that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. But yeah, no, I think it's actually quite a lot. And I was actually looking at it in a different way. I was actually looking at it recently. Sorry to go completely off topic here, people, but I was actually looking at percentage scored from different openings and opening variations to see if that should have an impact on which variation I should play. And I don't know if either of you two have maybe taken that approach at all, or obviously considered it, shall we say?
Oh yeah, I used to look at my scores all the time. It's not so easy on chess.com, but on live chess it's quite easy. But instead of taking maybe, I guess from what you said, your approach was you play a different variation or you avoid the ones you do badly, and I would specifically just study those until it was my best opening.
So you'd study the one that you were bad at?
I essentially every week I'd go on and check the 2 worst lines that I had or something percentage-wise, and then I would just study those that week until there's nothing left or something. That's what I did.
That's interesting, because I'd have thought usually the worst ones be probably because you're getting positions that maybe aren't natural for you to play. It might be that you need to change them. So my attitude would probably be I won't play that anymore. Whereas yours is, I'll get better at playing that positions, which I guess shows the mentality between us.
It sort of depends, really, right? Some of them I would be I'll bin that off because it doesn't quite suit me. I guess I think I was I very briefly told the juniors this on the weekend. I remember one of my big problems when I was a kid. I guess I spent too much time studying openings, and I think that was basically because I was I'm getting bad results in this. I'll play something different. So I'm specifically taking the attitude now of I'm not getting good results in this. I'm just going to learn it better.
Yeah, I think a mixture of the two, to be honest, is probably going to be perfect. Obviously, you have to kind of choose your opening, and if you know it's sound and principled, then maybe it's something that you're doing wrong within that opening variation that's making it go bad for you personally. But for example, though, it might be a bit different though, Johan. So, for example, if you've got an opening line which you're performing badly in, but then you take maybe, for example, the last few, let's say you take the last 10 Twitch downloads or whatever it might be for the week's games, and you see that everybody's performing badly.
Yeah.
Then is there time to change?
No, for me, it's about the engine evaluation. If everybody's doing badly, and so essentially, that's the other thing I was telling the kids as well, is that I specifically choose lines that are easy for me to play and not so easy for my opponent, where they're walking a tightrope and I've got room to maneuver, but I don't really mind if the evaluation's equal. So if I'm doing badly and it's because I need to walk this tightrope and I'm not, then I will just bin that off because it's not a practical opening. But generally, I made sure not to play it in practical openings to begin with. So usually that's not the reason I'm doing badly. It's just that I don't understand the positions well enough.
Okay. I guess my next question is, can you always get that when you're, for example, playing black?
Yeah.
You can? Okay, right, good. Right, yeah. Don't reveal any secrets then. We don't want, we don't want to know your too much preparation there. Okay, well, we're obviously going to cover the Welsh Chess Union calendar and ratings. So I know everybody looks forward to that every week. We've got some correspondence success that we need to report back on, and maybe give you a couple of links if you do want to get involved in that too. Myself and Johan were actually down in South Wales last weekend coaching some of the Welsh juniors. So we'll just maybe talk a little bit about that. Obviously, Alex is back. I can't tell if he's got a suntan or not, but he's back from Spain, Magaluf, where he was playing chess, and obviously got hopefully a position or two to show us from there. And he's already played some local league chess. And then we've got loads of topics at the bottom, which aren't necessarily what we're going to talk about this week, but we've got the Welsh Chess Premier League, which starts soon. Qatar tournament is being crazy at the moment. I played in Title Tuesday, and also the US Championships has just finished too, so we might get onto those. But without further ado, let's go to everybody's favourite website, the Welsh Chess Union .uk. So it's not .co.uk, it's just welshchessunion.uk. And we have here, let's have a look at the calendar. So I think maybe we need some things updating here. So yeah, so this is gone.
That's not the calendar though. That's latest news.
That's the latest news. But if we click on calendar, thank you, Johan.
It's still on there. Okay, you're right.
Yeah, so it's still going back to September here. So maybe we need a little bit of a clean out here. because we're not actually in these. And then we've got the Guernsey Festival, which is
What's going on right now?
Going on right now. The game's live for Guernsey.
Oh, that's the other thing that I realised that's happening like next week, which is quite exciting, is the Grand Swiss is starting, isn't it?
Is it?
Oh, yeah, next week.
Is it usually in the Isle of Man?
Yeah, it is in the Isle of Man. I don't know, for some reason, Guernsey reminded me of Isle of Man because it's an island, I guess.
Yeah. No, actually, no, I know why now. That reminds me because I was, my All Play All tournament that I did here. Well, I used Matthew Carr as my main arbiter because he's from Staffordshire. So it's not too far for him to come. So I'm like, every little half term that I've got, I'm trying to book Matthew Carr up to run the tournament again. But of course, he's away in the Isle of Man, isn't he? Dealing with Super Grandmasters and stuff.
Do you know who the bottom seed is? This is how nuts, like how strong it is, this tournament.
This is disgusting, right?
Shreyas Royale's the bottom seed.
Is he?
Yeah.
Wow. I haven't looked at the list there, actually. I mean,
2,400, like bottom. But I suppose you got to qualify. I don't know, but I guess you got to qualify for it.
He's probably some sort of wild card in, isn't he? I should imagine, or something like that. Okay, well, in 2 days' time, we've got a Welsh Junior Rapid Play going on here. So if you're a parent and watching this, juniors probably shouldn't be watching it at this time. But and if they are, then sorry about the language. But yeah, let's have a look at the entries because we had a junior tournament recently. And maybe we should look at those results actually from the last junior tournaments. Did we give a shout out to the latest under 9 and under 8 champions were? But it looks like this one's a little bit different, and they're not doing it by age, guys. They're doing it by rating. How do you feel about that?
It's a bit weird, isn't it?
I think it's. I know there was that sort of debate, wasn't there, on Facebook, where some people said that the Welsh Junior Championships were too strong, and I would be in favour of this if it was really well supported, because you'd think, oh, we're giving people what they want. But I mean, the 1,200 to 901's acceptable, but the other two pretty poor entries again. So it doesn't feel like justified, really. I mean, I guess the question I ask is, we've got the Heronston Hotel for an afternoon or a day for this, and is the Welsh Chess Union going to make a loss on this event?
I mean, they should never be running anything to make a loss, really, should they? But I think they do, right?
Oh, I mean, with that number of entries, I would assume so, because that's a problem. If they're not making a loss, fine. But if they are, then they shouldn't be holding these events, right?
Yeah. So I guess the justification for it being rating is that you could have, like, for example, somebody that's like 17 years old who's never played a game of chess before but has a rating of 500. I assume that you come onto the rating list at 500. Is that what you start at?
It's never seen 501 though.
Yeah, so I'm assuming your first rating must be under that. I thought you came in higher. I thought you came in at like 800.
I don't know.
Or 750.
I remember when we were playing, nobody was below 1,000. Like I don't know. Things are different now, aren't they? I don't know. The 1,000 was like the bottom rating.
People come on at 750, 850. I'm pretty sure they do. So
it's 850 classical, but this is rapid. They have a separate rating.
Okay, so it might be different. Okay,
but I mean,
this is just showing there, isn't there? If this under 501 kind of section is for all of the new players that have never played a tournament before in their life, then that needs to be marketed better, doesn't it?
Yeah, to schools.
The schools, high schools, all the Facebook groups, parents should be sharing that all over the place because the more children playing chess, the more events like this actually happen. And therefore, your child gets more opportunities to play. This needs to be shared all over the whole of South Wales and the area because people should be playing in this.
Why isn't there there's no option if you're over 1,200, right? Why isn't there an option?
Well, let me just go back to here. So 1201 and above there.
Oh, right.
So have I missed it then?
Nobody entered it.
Hang on a minute. Oh no. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, hopefully it's a mistake, because if there's no entrance, that's really, really bad.
I was thinking, what it's discriminating against over 1,200.
What I don't get, though, is why could they not have made this so, for example, maybe an adult, just an open tournament. The adults could play in as well.
It's not a huge room they have, though.
Okay.
So if there was maybe, I don't know, 30 juniors entering, that's pretty much full capacity for the room.
Really?
Yeah, it's not huge, I guess. Well, yeah, I don't think because an adult tournament would be very well supported, so you'd have to cap entries.
So hang on, how much are they paying? Entry fee £10 for half a day, and how many is there? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 17, 170 quid. They're paying more than that for the room, aren't they?
You'd imagine so, unless there's some kind of loyalty discount because we block booked the Harrington Hotel for all the Premier League, but it's not great either way.
Well, I hope to see more entries because, the thing is, I can't understand how you can run a tournament and justifiably if it makes a loss. I want to see these tournaments on, but junior chess should be well supported.
It should be. I think it's the issue, isn't it? It's that the event would be well supported if people knew about it, I think. Which makes it, worse. But I mean, I don't know who the Welsh Chess Union publicity director is. Like, that's literally their job, right? And we have one. It's not a vacant post. So their job is to publicise the Welsh Chess Union and its tournaments. So that.
Yeah. I mean, personally, I think these things, it should be almost like, please, every parent share this on their local Facebook groups. And I think you'll get even more traction that way. But I mean, I'm not a marketer. I'm not an expert at that. I'm still trying to do it for my own business as well, and always finding new ways to go about things. But okay, well, that's this weekend in a couple of days' time, and then the day after on the Sunday, round 1 is starting of the Welsh Chess Premier League. So we'll look forward to seeing how round 1 goes. Are you playing in that, Alex?
Well, I mean, I suppose I shouldn't say on stream, right?
Oh, okay, right. You can tell us off stream afterwards, just in case. It's all hush hush.
Keeping your
November
board a secret.
Well, I know for the fact that one of the opposition watches this stream every week. So
when you say the opposition, then that sounds like you're playing.
West Wales Congress coming up in November, which is really good to see. Actually, there's actually a tournament here, a junior tournament here, in November the 4th, but it's in England. But I think Ian Eustace is bringing about 6 teams over to it of juniors, 6 lots of 6, and I'm bringing some teams down from Staffordshire, which is organising the minibus and things, which is crazy.
Where is it?
It's in Oxford.
Okay.
I
do
can't
you
remember
when we I don't know if this was a thing for you, Alex, and I don't know if John played, but there was always these. I swear, I think it was in Stoke. Every year, we'd be a massive busload of us go up and play, and I can't remember which. It was a massive tournament.
Yep, I remember.
Enormous.
Yeah. So it's actually.
Does that still happen? What was it?
Well, yes, it does, but not in Stoke anymore. But
right.
It used to be. It's called you were in primary school at the time.
I don't think so. No.
And there was also an under 18 section as well. So it's called the English. Well, EPSCA did the primary school stuff, so that's under 9 and under 11. So
I think it was every age group.
Yeah, there's also the. It's not EPSCA because that EPSCA stands for English Primary Schools Chess Association, and there's something like the National Junior Chess Association, which does the under 18 part. NYCA, yeah, under 18. Yeah, that used to be held at Staff's Uni, so I don't drive past there very often, but very close to me. But that's because we got that venue because the former English junior director, Tracy Whitfield, lives in Staffordshire as well. Right. So she was able to get a nice venue, and I think she was something to do with the university.
It was every year. I remember we used to go on the bus super early, 6 a.m. and then to just be literally an entire busload of us, and it was a great day out.
Yeah, no, you loved it. You got your own room, didn't you? Your own team room, and then you played 3 games or something like that, was it?
Oh yeah, there was Ian Eustace's team talks, take your time.
I don't think that changed from this weekend, did it?
I think that is his line, isn't it?
It's also my line as
you
well.
You might lose. You're probably going to lose, but use your time. I don't want you losing in 1 minute. I want you losing in 10 minutes.
Yeah. So I was probably playing for either Cheshire and North Wales then or Staffordshire. I kind of flipped between the two counties.
Okay.
So yeah, I do have some good memories of that. We actually went up with the Cheshire North Wales team to Carlisle, which is obviously miles away. I think my dad even drove the bus up there. When we actually won it, we were under 18 champions, national junior champions, I think, with Cheshire and North Wales. At least I think we were, or something. Because I think maybe the London teams didn't want to travel up to Carlisle, maybe, which is quite good. But that's what I'm trying to do at the moment, because there's actually not much for secondary school kids out there, because the Junior 4 NCL seems to have folded and not be happening. That was a really nice elite event for the top kids in the secondary school kind of age category to go to. Whereas at the moment, we've got that EPSCA stuff, which is like 16 boards for the under 9 team, which is year 4 and below. 12 boards plus 4 reserves for 16, and then in the under 11, which is the top part of primary school, you've got like 20 boards that you take to a venue plus 4 reserves as well if you want to. So last year I took the whole 24 and 16 on 2 different dates. I didn't drive anything; I got them all to travel individually. I mean that's just how it is. And entered. We came last in both sections. In the zonals, we came last. So if we can get 1 spot higher this year, I'll be very happy. But that's what I'm trying to do with that Oxford thing as well. So I'm glad to see that Ian's putting the effort in to take the kids over there or get them to go. Right, anything new on here, guys, that we can see?
No,
Tandem's still there.
looks pretty much as is.
No, okay. So let's flick on over to the grades then, if that's all right. So my 2 games aren't on there. I just checked like literally a few seconds ago. Do you want me to click on new, Alex?
Yeah, it's relevant, isn't it?
I need to send in my game, don't I? Get a point or something, so I'm not on -3 constantly.
Problem for me is I drew with Richard Dyneley, so hopefully I don't lose too much for that, like a point or something. Hopefully it's a 0.
I think it's less than 1. It's like half or something.
Okay. But I beat Pat Bennett though, so I'll game for that. So I can't wait to go from -23 to -21.
Small gains.
Yeah.
Alex is still up.
Well, they haven't put on my Calvia.
Okay, right. Okay.
Yeah, the interesting thing here, there's not much change at the top.
That's going to be...
Sorry?
Surely Jose loses from that, drawing with...
Well, you got 4 little wins. You got 4 wins, though, didn't he? Cancel it out.
Does it cancel it out, is it?
I mean, and Joe's Welsh rating's a lot higher than his FIDE.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because actually he was dead on. Look, he was expected 0.9 in every game. So 0.9 times 5 is 4.5, and he got 4.5. So it's completely 0.
I mean, I think that's a bit like the maths is not quite right there. Like expecting 0.9 against a 1500. I think that is 0.99. Like,
They have to cap it though, right? Because they used to have that, and you could gain like 0.001 rating points, and then it's just like, what's the point?
Yeah, that is a bit crazy. What the key things here, though, guys, are if you click on the difference, we've had some changes at the top. Obviously, so a lot of blue there.
That's good.
So to see these, obviously the juniors that come in, the starting rating is obviously so low, and that they can change quite quickly. But I've not even heard of Ruben Hillier.
Yeah, he's Cardiff Chess Club. I think he's been ripping up the club championship. It's just one open section this year, so I guess I'll probably play him at some point. So you'll be gaining a hell of a lot once he beats me as well.
Not after Magaluf though, eh? Ooh. Arish Murthy here, 201 points difference, closely following Ruben.
Good going.
Vince is the best adult at the moment with the gains, and Louise Davis, former leader. Yaroslav's been playing really well though. So you look at the ratings here; they're all below 1,000. So we know that the change is going to be potentially quite big. But Yaroslav's probably the highest rated up here of 1557. To gain 142 points, he's been playing really well. Actually, at Newport, he played really well. I don't know if did he play at.
How old's he?
I think he's about maybe 13, 14. He wasn't there this weekend, but he was. He was at the previous training weekend. So he's come over from Ukraine. So good to see him making good progress. And Chegger is also doing well. Rob Frame as well. Okay, so we'll see how that goes. But I want to click on the played section. Who do you think's ahead? Josh McKenna, Tim Kett?
It would be Alex with Magaluf, wouldn't it?
I don't think so.
No?
I mean, Tim and Josh McKenna are just beasts, aren't they? I think it's going to be Josh
Look at
McKenna
this.
Wow.
opening up a lead. But Tim's playing a tournament next week, so Tim will reel him in.
So what will you be on then, Alex, after this?
Just add 9 to whatever I'm on. You got to. I'm a long way down. I haven't played that much.
Where are you? Are you there?
Oh,
Nice.
where
You're
is he?
on 27.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay. You haven't played as
No,
much as
I
He'll
mean,
be here,
Right.
joint with Lee Davis.
Joint with Lee Davis. Oh, I mean, he's always playing, so that's not bad, actually.
Yeah, I mean, Josh McKenna, that's an absolute effort so far, though. I know you're losing a lot of points, Josh, but you only get better by playing, right? And analysing your games and, making sure you put the effort in there to play them. And that's the best way to improve. Sometimes you just got to play yourself through, especially when you're trying to get better. But yeah, Tim, where's Tim going, did you say?
Hoogeveen in the Netherlands.
Okay.
He's playing like a morning section and then a tough afternoon section. So he's like,
right. So he's like properly going to be taking the lead in terms of games played then.
Yeah. And it's weird because he's like the afternoon one's like super tough. Like he's in the bottom half of pairings, lots of title players. And the morning event, he's top seed for. So he's got like almost a tournament where he should do really well, and then one where he'll have lots of high rated opposition. So
That'd be odd, wouldn't it?
I'm jealous. It looks good, to be honest.
Yeah, a lot of those just over the water tournaments in the Holland and they look fantastic, by the way. They look like a great festival of chess, and I'd love to go and do something like that. I think was it Ghent as well? There's been people have gone over to do that. And there's also like one with like a almost like not an Oktoberfest kind of vibe to it, but I think something similar to that, which looks like something that we should do together. Maybe I think. I don't think we'd ever get permission for it. We could do that. Welsh Chess Chat on
stream from abroad.
I mean, let's do it.
Yeah, I know you're in because you're single. Yeah, we don't have any decisions to be made by ourselves. We have to fill out a form, send it off, go from there. All right, okay. Yeah, just leave. Just go. Well, that's the Welsh Chess calendar and ratings, guys. So I'm going to close that down and look at what's on next. Correspondence success. Do I need to load anything up for this?
I mean, I've got the cross table open if that's helpful.
Have you got the cross table open? It would be great just to have a little look at it. I don't know how much we can actually spend on it, though, to be honest. Is there much to look at on the cross table?
Well, not really. It just shows
Wales on top. Yeah.
Wales at the top.
Okay, actually, hang on a minute. Is there I go Welsh Chess Union?
Yeah, there is.
There's a little article about it, isn't there? So that saves you resharing your screen.
Kind of.
It's somewhere here, isn't it?
Yeah, it was Wales champions.
Yeah, so big congratulations to the Welsh correspondence team. And yeah, let's plug them a little bit because
It's pretty
guys,
amazing, that really.
Well, the
I wonder
thing
if they
is,
actually got any gold medals though. That'd be cool, wouldn't it?
well, I was just reading it before, right? It says here, where's it gone? There'll be right here. It says here, gold medals will be awarded to each team member at the ICCF Congress, which, in a beautiful twist of fate, will be next held on home soil in Llandudno. So next year in Llandudno, I think it's September, is it? I think it was that meeting was. They'll be getting gold medals handed out to them. So yeah, fantastic effort from the team over there. I think there's 8 of them, was there, that played. Where do I get the cross table for this?
The link's there. It's in bold. It says 11th European Team Championships.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, that's convincing, that is, isn't it? Look at that lead.
It is. I think there's still games going, but they just can't be caught. They just ran away with it. As they are bottom seeds as well, I think, aren't they? Yeah, like literally bottom seeds.
Yep.
So,
Oh, wow.
not bad at all.
So let me get this straight. So we win is this the European Team Championship correspondence we are champions of Europe, right? In correspondence chess.
Correct. Yes.
Yet we can't send a team to the European Teams Championships over the board.
It's different sitting at home, isn't it?
I just thought I'd bring up that analogy. I just like to just needle away, as you know.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, well done, everybody. It's not just guys; it's guys and girls and whoever else playing in that. Fantastic achievement, and yeah, really, really good to see. And just for those people that are watching that, wondering what they can do to get into correspondence chess, well, that was, if you just search Welsh correspondence chess, you'll find it anyway on Google. But there's the website there at the top. Computers are allowed in that one that we won there. Not me, but they won. And there is another thing at chess.com. If you go to social clubs, you can search for Team Wales Cymru. But computers are not allowed, Johan, are they, on chess.com?
They're not, no.
Are you sure about that, Johan?
I've definitely not used them on chess.com because I don't want to lose my diamond membership or whatever.
So it's the chess.com one. Is it like 3 days a move or something like that? Or
no, you can choose. I play 1 day a move generally, because then you've got a chance to win on time as well, haven't you?
You can tell he's got nothing better to do with his time.
He's got nothing. He's got 2 kids, 2 dogs, and yet all he does is this.
Yeah, the kid will be crying. He'd be like, "Well, hold on, I've only got 10 minutes left to play a move."
10 minutes. No, I play instantly as soon as they move. I'm like, right, your clock's starting again, mate.
He puts the pressure on. Is there something similar on live chess as well, guys?
Yeah, there is. Yeah, I had like the highest rating in like the world on it or something.
And then they realized you were using the computer when you shouldn't have been. So that's unintentional cheating. So it's not excusable, but it is excusable. Okay, so
every single person I was playing against was as well. That's why I didn't really I wasn't like suspicious. Do you know what I mean? It was it's very clear that everybody was.
Yeah, there's also people. If people do want to join the chess.com groups, then by all means do that. There's also a live chess group called Welsh Dragons, which actually plays blitz chess Thursdays and Sunday evenings as well. So just search for Welsh Dragons in the live chess teams section. And you'll find that as well. So that'll be really good for you. But yeah, congratulations to the correspondence, guys. And Alex, Johan, are you thinking of joining the correspondence team in the future?
I'd love to play, actually. That my problem with that with ICCF is like, it's just the website's not great. Do you know what I mean? It's like, and also like it's not so easy to join a tournament or something. You've got to I don't know, email someone or something like that. And it's like, I don't really like emailing, and I'd rather click on a button.
I'm pretty sure, Johan, that now you've said live on stream and on something that's going to be saved to our YouTube channel, if anybody from the correspondence kind of head hierarchy hears you say, "Oh, I'd love to play in that," they're going to be after you.
Well, I don't know. They've got a winning team, haven't they? So
I was just thinking that he's not going to get in.
Yeah, I wouldn't get in that team. So no, I'd love to play. I really enjoy. I did play a match for I don't know. I think it was like West Wales or something. Or, I don't know, in some sort of correspondence tournament recently, and I did really enjoy those games. I actually tried quite hard. I didn't manage to win, but I got relatively close in one of the games. But yeah, it was. I enjoyed playing correspondence chess with using the computer. I don't really enjoy playing it without the computer.
Yeah,
because it's kind of really weird. It's really weird to just play one move and then you're not in the frame of mind in that position anymore. So it's so easy to blunder. Like my average, what's it called? The accuracy is lower in correspondence chess without the machine than in 3-minute chess.
Wow. And Alex, would you join the team if asked or had the opportunity to?
I've played for Wales before in some events on the ICCF server. So the whilst they were focusing on the final, I played the semi-final for the next tournament, which had already started. And because they fielded basically a B team. We didn't qualify for the final, but now they qualify by rights, having won this one. So but yeah, it was all good.
Could you not play in both at the same time?
Well, they wanted them to focus on their final.
Right. Okay. I see.
So it's they could have done. Yeah. I think maybe one or two.
It takes a long time, so that makes sense to me. Because actually, if you want to try and win one of these games, there's a lot of work but
Yeah.
you do learn so much about the positions that you're playing, like tons, if you really go to town on it.
We should really probably get somebody kind of do a little bit of analysis of a game that where used a lot of computer work on correspondence games to actually help us learn about that. Whether we do it from one of your games perhaps, or whether we get somebody else in from the correspondence group to talk about it, that'd be really good. We've got a silly question from Mr. Jukes. Can you use engines? How is that competitive? But you can use engines. How is that competitive? Great question. Who wants to tackle this one?
Yeah, I mean, basically, as I said, I was sort of accidentally breaking the rules on light chess using an engine, right? But my rating was. Everybody else was using engines as well. It was very clear that everybody over 2400 on light chess, like correspondence, like that was the mark, is about 2400, and I'd win a very high percentage of my games. Like essentially, if you're a better chess player, then you can use the engines better. And one of the things I learned from reading one of Sadler's books, maybe it was what's it called, Game Changer, that the engine evaluation of 0.00 doesn't mean too much. If you've got the initiative, then essentially the machines sometimes can't work out that there's a win 30 moves later. Yeah. So the most important thing is when you're playing against a machine, using a machine, is that you've got the initiative. So essentially, you don't need to worry about the evaluation so much. It's much more important to have the initiative, because once in every certain amount of games, that initiative will you'll get the king. So.
All right, don't give too many secrets away, though, Johan. I think,
Yeah.
But I mean, at the very top, there of correspondence chess, there is an awful amount of draws. So just getting that one win sometimes is.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I was hearing a podcast. I can't remember who it was. I think he'd just become worldwide correspondence champion. I think he'd won one game because somebody had left, and became champion because of that reason. But so there can be a little bit of that. But if you do win that one game, I think it makes such a massive difference. So Tison Carmoon is saying, give it a go, Sam. Johan might get a spot on bottom board for us. So Johan, looks like you're already being headhunted. We'll move on a little bit. And we had fun though, didn't we, this weekend, Johan?
It was really good. Yeah.
So I wish we had some photos, and it's something that we must do next time.
I can't believe we didn't get one.
I always forget. Always.
Yeah.
I'm just too tired and just thinking, oh, what's going on in my mind?
Yeah.
But we had a great time training the Welsh juniors this weekend, and I'm sure we'd like to do that again.
Do you know what I was saying in the car on the way home? What I was surprised by is and I think this is because the availability of puzzles on chess.com and light chess now. Well, they weren't when we were younger. They're juniors are super sharp. They could solve puzzles that I never would have been able to solve. And I, even when I was 2000 or something, and they're I don't know, 1200, and they're solving crazy puzzles. It's really, really funny. It's just amazing what's possible now with all the available puzzles.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how different it is though, because we always compare ourselves to when we were young. What were we like? And I guess, well, Alex, I mean, you're a different generation almost. Do you feel the same? Are you better at puzzles than us?
Well, no, because I was just thinking this as well, right? Because obviously, when I was coaching Alex, these puzzle things weren't available yet, right? Unless I, because otherwise I would have told you to do them. But because do you know what I mean? Now it's amazing. You just go on. There's endless amount of really good puzzles, and then you've got this graph to tell you if you're any good or not. You're going up and down. It's perfect.
It requires less effort, because the thought of sitting down with a tactics book is not. No kid's going to want to open that book, but going on and doing puzzles, that's so much more appealing. So it is easier for them, but it's good if they're doing them.
Yeah.
I mean, you mentioned opening up a tactics book. I mean, that was my favorite type of book. I used to whiz through the 2 or 3 move combos. Just whiz through page after page after page. They were the easy books to go through. What on earth are you on about? You know, it was the
Yeah, I would have done way more puzzles if it wasn't for the book thing. Like I remember the first thing Dad gave me was this Polga book. I don't know, you've probably seen it, right? So it's like a billion puzzles. So I did that, and then like there was this other because it was like this thick, wasn't it? It was literally enormous, and then I got this other book that it was like this black book. It probably had the same amount of puzzles in it, but it was smaller. But they were like really long lines, like quite difficult ones. But then you have to like find the answer in the back somewhere, and then like flick back and forth, and sort of I don't know. It was just it's so good now. You could just play it, and the computer was like, or well done.
Yeah, so, it's much better. I'm actually looking for a book, a kind of like a basic book to train tactics on actually at the moment. So if anybody's got a good one where it really separates out the different tactical themes just from a very simplistic 1 or 2 move combination type of way. I know there's probably a lot out there, and the podcasts are telling there's just so much information out there, like for the CTR and stuff, but I don't know. So if anybody's got any good books for that, please let me know. But okay, Alex, have you got any chess positions you wish to show us from your nice trip? I put Calvia open up there, but let's call it Magaluf.
My hotel was in Magaluf, so we'll call it Magaluf.
Because you did actually send us a photo, didn't you, as well, of your balcony view, which looked very, very nice.
Do you know, like the Olympiad that was in Calvia? So they called it Calvia. So I thought I was going to Calvia, and then like I turn up and I'm like, well, wait a minute, this is Magaluf. It was like I was going to Magaluf. I didn't know.
And how old were you then, Johan?
I think I was like 15.
15. Why can I not scroll down? There it is. Sorry, Alex, I'm trying to scroll down. It's very, very thin. Your board is showing now, Alex.
It is showing. Right. Yeah, so I've got kind of like 2 examples, which will be quite quick. But they're both like linked as well as sort of like the mental side of chess as well. It's like in both games, someone gets punished for like their approach and their thought processes. So here, basically, I'm playing black and I'm a pawn down, and I've not played particularly well, but I've sort of fought back and I've now got chances. I've basically got a position that I was aiming for the last 20 moves.
Hang on. So me and Johan were watching this live as well at this time, weren't we, Johan?
Was this on Thursday, or was that
on
a different day? Yeah,
Wednesday.
Okay.
And I was aiming for this position because I knew if I got this position, I was like, well, I could just take twice on F3, and this is a draw. And that was what I'd been thinking for the last 20 moves. And he went G4, and I was like, great, now I can take on F3. And then I was like, actually, I haven't calculated anything yet. I was just aiming for this position based entirely on intuition. That I was like, I can take everything on F3, and there's like, he can't create a pass pawn. It's just a draw.
Okay.
And then I got here with, I don't know, something like 5 minutes left, and then sat down. I was like, right, let's calculate it. And I just couldn't calculate it to a draw.
Okay.
And there'd been plenty of time in those moves. I could have been like, right, when I get this position, this is how I'm going to draw it. And it's like I was just almost relaxed because I was thinking this is the position I'm aiming for. And my intuition is correct. Like queen takes F3 is just a draw.
Yeah,
but you've got to spot this.
You've got to spot the stalemate trap, right? Is that the only way it draws, or is that?
No, it's easy. I can just triangulate. Like because initially when I was calculating, now I'm thinking like, takes, and I was thinking about when to play F5. But the point is, I just never.
Not now.
Like this is the point. I just don't have to play it because I can triangulate. And if he comes this way, my pawn's fast. And if he doesn't come this way, he can't create a pass pawn. So I can just basically.
Oh, so hang on a minute. So what you're saying here is you're not even going to play F5 at all?
Correct.
So what's your first move here then? King G5?
I believe so. I mean, I've been so annoyed about this game. I still haven't properly analysed it, but
so King G3. Then what? Then I mean, you can just go F5, right? It's a draw.
I thought F5 is easier.
I don't think so, right?
A6.
No. You need to get your king to A4 and then play A5, and you can't take the C pawn because it's stalemate.
No, but
yes, there's that trick as well.
But how are you getting
Well, how do you get it there and play a5? Because his king's going to be on d4 at that point, isn't it?
Well, you're going to go king c2, b3.
Like, I mean, he can't do that because you can go because you can go a4 or something, I assume.
No, but he's going to play a4 before you play a4.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. See, this is the problem that I was I thought it was easy, and then when I start calculating, I'm like, it's not.
So what if you go king? Because I didn't look, but what if you go king d5?
King d5 now.
Yeah. And then c5 d2.
Yeah, he gets b3 in too quickly, doesn't he?
Yeah. So I'm pretty. Yeah, this is just lost.
I mean, I'm not even sure that the b3 just instantly wins, but I guess it's too complicated at that point to play this variation if you see that b3 gets played.
Yeah, exactly. Especially when the position.
No, wait a minute. If you go a5
now.
Yeah.
a4.
You're going to go a4, yeah.
Yeah.
And then it's too late. Right. I don't know. Go king e4. So how does b3 win? Like, can you? Oh, you can go b4 even, actually, can't you?
Yeah, b4's come in. Just take the en passant if need be. I was thinking that you might want to go.
The thing I'm thinking of is that basically you can't play c4 because I go king d4 and then you lose your c pawn, right? So go like king d5 or something.
Now.
Yeah. Like take it and then go king c5 and like, are you making progress?
Oh yeah, because we go king c2, king.
I think it's a draw, isn't it?
No.
I shouldn't
have thought king d5.
Let's go king c1.
And then king c5.
King d2.
And then
we avoid the c2 square because then if king c4, you've got b3. So if you come into c4.
Okay. Yeah, that's true. You can't. Yeah, you're always close to c2, aren't you? This might be one of those sort of weird studies or something, isn't it?
Hang on a minute. This isn't over though. So king d5, king d3, king c5, c4, and then you've got king b4. We've got a little race.
And then
it's not really a race.
Oh, it's not. So that's horrible. Oh no, it's okay. You've got king b3 at the end after the pawn promotion. Who wins this race? Is it just too quick? Take c5, king b3, c6, a4, c7, a3.
This is a draw, isn't it?
No, it's one for white. One for white. Yeah. Because the king's on b3 when the pawn gets to a2.
So Alex is trying to calculate this at like 10:30 at night.
5 hours of play.
He's already had a pint.
You can see another one on the horizon. You think I might as well just lose.
So it's not as easy as that then. Okay, so you need to be a bit more clever about it.
But there was a draw further back here though, Alex, was there? All the way back here there's a draw, right?
Yeah, so I believe it was something like just king g6 here.
That doesn't feel right though.
Doesn't, does it? But
maybe.
Because if you go king f4, I go king f6, and if you don't, I keep triangulating and don't step on g5. Or unless your king's on f3.
And he can't come over to take c4 because you're too quick with your f pawn?
Correct.
That doesn't feel right, but I accept it.
So yeah, it's complicated, and I'm not saying I would have got there, but I think what's annoying is that I was just like, well, when I get to this position, I'll take on f3, and that's a draw, and then actually not even calculating it before I got there. But what's even worse is in this position, I spent literally all of my time, all of my remaining time before playing queen c2 check, and this position still should be a draw because when we play, I mean, it's not high quality from here. I think I can take on f3 here as well. It's the same concept, but we end up in this position, which again should be a draw, and we eventually go somewhere, and he finds the only way to cause problems. So we go like this. And king e3, king takes a4, knight d4, king f5, still fine, knight f3, it's still fine. Yeah, and it's like here's fine here. And now it's the point whereby this is where I would like to have a couple of minutes, but I've been playing off increment because earlier in the game I squandered all my time being indecisive when I should have just played a move. So I'm like, it's not even an excuse saying, oh well, like I've played, like I made a mistake because I had no time. Because it's entirely my fault. I had no time.
Yeah.
And yeah, here I just sat there and didn't know what to do, and I went king a4, and after this, it's
because you're hoping for knight takes c4 there, weren't you?
Yeah, I mean, I just couldn't see a way of defending it. I think bishop c8 is one of few ways.
But this doesn't look easy.
It's tricky, isn't it?
Yeah, now knight takes c4, so which feels wrong to allow this.
There's a clever trick here, but I can't even though I've seen it before, I can't work out what it is now.
Yeah, it's just tough.
Well, I think this is I don't even remember. But,
whereas king a4, you've got a trap, haven't you? Knight takes c4, king b3.
Yeah, I guess, but
and that's drawn then, because at least we think it is.
But it's also just playing for cheapos, right?
Yeah, but how do you find bishop c8? I wouldn't find bishop c8 here.
Yeah,
I still can't work out why it's a draw. Like it doesn't. It's just...
No idea. I saw this on the computer analysis when you were playing. I was like, how's he going to find bishop c8 here? And I thought, I don't know how.
This is really weird. The fact that, this just shows, like when you see the answer to something and it's like, oh yeah, obviously, like, and now I know what the answer is and I can't work out why it's a good move. Like it just looks rubbish.
I swear when I looked at it the first time, it made sense, but now...
Yes, because the engine was on. It's the same as me, right? Like, I genuinely can't, like, that just looks like a terrible move. Like, what? This is going to bother me now. I have to go and look at it.
Put the engine on, Alex, just to see, because what's going on here? Unless you've got the wrong position, but...
Yeah, because that doesn't seem right.
He's giving us faulty positions there. We'll get Jose back on next week. Watch this break his stream as well now.
It's the wrong position. What?
Yeah, it's the wrong position. I told you.
Yeah.
Oh, it's now, obviously, right? Yeah, obviously.
Okay. Yeah, this is why. Like, yeah.
I think you needed to be able to come into b3, basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, now it makes sense, right? Now, okay, I think this is the point whereby, I played, literally king b5. This is where bishop c8 I should be finding, right?
But the reason is...
Yeah, you that's very findable, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's the reason, though, isn't it? So basically, your bishop on a6 defending the pawn on c4, when the white king comes to attack it, the bishop has to move away. Whereas if your bishop is on e6 here, on that g8 to c4 diagonal, your bishop can just move away from the king back and forth on that diagonal.
Yeah, and the point is, and even if he takes c4, the point is like, get to c4. So that was kind of,
it's a proper nasty thing to defend at like midnight.
Yeah,
or something, though, isn't it?
Well, we finished at 1:05 in the morning, which sucks. But yeah,
straight to the pub.
That sounds awesome.
It sounds awesome when you win. Not when you lose. So that was kind of
Can you imagine that? Now you can imagine how Nepo felt like after that longest game ever.
Oh,
true.
That must have been really bad. If like one of the most, probably the most important game of his life, really, even to this day, because he fell apart after that, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. I mean, what I think actually happened
was though afterwards, so he was losing at life as well.
Yeah, and he had a haircut, didn't he, as well? I think maybe they just held him down and said, if you lose, we're going to shave your head. Taking that ponytail off. Right. Great position, Alex. I love this. I don't know about you. I think you look like these endgames as well. Did you say you had another position?
Yeah, I mean, I know we haven't got much time, but it's like the same kind of thing about, I'd say I lost that game because mentally I was doing stupid things. Like I don't think, maybe I wasn't focused as I should have been, or I relaxed at the wrong times. And here my opponent, it's equal material, but we're going to see he's about to lose a pawn, as he probably knows. He takes on b2 and he offers me a draw anyway, this guy.
Hang on a minute.
This is
which
his wrong
position?
Yeah, it's the wrong screen.
Oh, what?
Are you sharing a screen or something? I still see the bishop and knight endgame.
Yeah.
He's going to share it back for us.
Oh, God.
Here it comes.
Can you now see a position with some pieces on?
I'm just going to show it on stream. There it is, yeah.
Yeah, so get this position. He's just taken on b2, and he's offered me a draw. He's rated 2035, so a bit lower rated, and he's got black. So I thought it was quite a cheeky draw off. I didn't really like it, to be honest. Sort of. But anyway, he got the me just moving treatment. I didn't dignify him with a response. So, okay.
Do you not just not dignify, acknowledge the draw offer at all? Did you write it on your score sheet, or?
I wrote it on the score sheet so I could tell on Welsh Chess Chat when he offered me the draw.
Okay.
I didn't consider. I'm about to be a pawn up, right? Like, okay, it's rook and opposite color bishop ending, and he's offered a draw because he thinks, it's a rook and opposite color bishop ending. It'll probably be a draw. But
when you're a pawn down, it's up to you to offer it, isn't
exactly.
it?
And for me, the game's just started. Like,
that's a really stupid draw offer. Yeah.
Yeah, but now he got tilted because I didn't accept his draw offer.
I mean, also, like, all his pawns are on white squares, and a rook and bishop. There's when it's opposite color bishops, that's it is quite dangerous in terms of attacking.
Yeah, I remember.
I'd definitely be fancying my chances of winning this as white.
I don't know. I thought, to be honest, I thought black should hold it fairly comfortably, if I'm honest. But you just play, right? You just play and whatever. I mean, it certainly should be difficult for white to win. I think you should have to work really, really hard. But yeah, he just got really, really tilted because I declined his draw off, and he starts playing all his moves when you've barely pushed the clock and they slam it back at you. So we're just moving, and he's checking his watch all the time. He's flicking his pen around. And what he doesn't realize is every time he does something that annoys me, I'm adding 20 moves to the game. So even if we get a position that's drawn, I'm just going to keep playing to annoy him because I know how annoyed he is. So he should just sit there and just behave and be like, right, I've got this end game. Now I've got to try and defend it. But instead, he threw his toys out the pram. And at this point, he was getting so tilted, I already knew I was going to win this game. And yeah, we get the king in the center, e3, a4. It's okay, I'm actually.
It's interesting you played a4. I wouldn't have done that.
Yeah, it's very committal, wasn't it? I thought the bishop maybe went to b3.
It gives me the option of playing a5 at some point, so he has to be careful where he keeps his pieces.
I would have waited 40 moves before playing that move. I might have got to this position in 40 moves time.
Bishop's on the perfect square. I've got a nice little outpost. My b5 square is better than his c5 square. King's coming in. I thought, brilliant.
Hang on, your b5 square is better than his c5 square, is it?
My bishop can never ever be moved from b5, and his rook moves. I go a5. So.
Okay. I guess from a vulnerable standpoint, then, yeah.
It gives me a pawn break, and he doesn't have one. So that's kind of my thinking. Okay, not swapping rooks, obviously. So we just play some moves, centralize the king. Now check, go back here. And he goes bishop a5. And this is the point as well. I'm going, you're going to play bishop c5 if you're thinking straight. And he's just annoyed. He's playing his moves so quickly. He goes bishop a5, which... Okay, it doesn't lose, right? He's completely fine still, but it's one of these that shows he's not putting up best defense. He's not focused on the game. So here, bishop.
I was thinking, what have I missed? Because John went on. I'm like,
yeah, I remember the end.
Oh, right.
Yeah. I remember the end, and I'm. Oh, it's disgusting.
And even at this point, I want to play f4 in this position, and I know that what he's going to do. So I went f3, waited for him to go back to a5, because I knew he was going to make the same mistake. Now played f4 check. King f6, e4. So again, I'm still making progress. Play on here. Look at this. He may be tilted, but he's got a threat.
I did see this. I remember it now because I remember thinking that was really nice, that e4 move.
I was proud of it as well. I think it's, it's all well and good shuffling, but you have to make progress eventually. So he goes, bishop b4. I went bishop b5. The idea is to go bishop c6. We assume he's going to go. Rook e7. So I'm going to go bishop c6. Bishop takes e4. My king is actually going to be a bit more active. Got play. But at this point, I already knew exactly how the game was going to end. It was like the most predictable thing ever. So I went bishop b5, and he went bishop c5 check, which he played instantly.
Oh no, really?
And
yeah,
yeah. For anyone watching, white to play shouldn't take long, and you can do it.
Come on, chat. There's 6 of you watching at least. And if you're watching on YouTube on record, you should be getting this instantly. Set it up in your junior chess clubs and your adult chess clubs.
Rick takes c5, and do you know what?
He wasn't very happy, was he?
Do you know what's best? He played b takes c5
without knowing.
Bishop takes d7, and then he went, oh. But he shook my hand, resigned. He was like okay after the game, but then he withdrew from the tournament. So maybe not so. But yeah, again, I think similar to the first game, he lost the game entirely because of his mindset. I think if he just defends properly and puts his bishop on c5, not a5, and doesn't throw in random checks, he's completely fine. So there's the moral of the story. If someone says no to your draw offer, then just behave. Don't be a dick about it.
I think that mindset thing is quite important though, because I think what you have to do is if you're sitting down for a game of chess, I suppose it could go on for 5 hours. You have to be prepared to sit down, and if you do get a miserable position after the opening or whenever it might be, to sit down there and defend it for 5 hours if you have to, rather than just kind of going giving up or saying and trying to halve out early or whatever it might be. And I don't think when people do sit down at the start of the game of chess, people aren't ready for that long game sometimes. I know that we're not always completely ready, shall we say, but if we get to that point, we will sit there, won't we? All 3 of us will sit there till the end if we have to.
Me and you, I'm not sure about Yo, and I've never seen him have any fighting spirit, to be honest.
I think I take the sort of I'm working on it, but I take the sort of alpha zero defense of I just get super aggressive and and then so it means I win more bad positions than I should, but I also lose a lot too quickly as well. So I guess it's strategy, isn't it?
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks very much for joining me, Johan and Alex, and thanks very much for everybody for watching. If you like the stream, then please click like, follow, subscribe, whatever the button is that's really good for us. Please press that. And obviously join us again next week, Thursday at 10 o'clock. If you've got any questions, by all means, send us an email at welshchesschat@gmail.com, or you can find us on Twitter as well. It'd be really good to have some contact and feedback. You've got any kind of news from the Welsh chess area, Welsh chess players playing anywhere, please let us know, and we'd really like to have it on our stream. Thanks very much for watching. Goodbye, everybody.
Good night.
No good night from you, Alex?
No.
No, okay.